If you look at the level of unemployment in this country, is already at an alarming rate.
How can we train Gambians? We have enough youths.
If you have a lot of young people who couldn't find, jobs, productively engaged, they become very vulnerable. Any group can use them.
We can see them all around, How can we get them to be able to do these jobs? And then if you get to that level, then no institution will have the excuse of hiring a non-Gambian.
Addressing employment, is the most challenging area for any government in developing countries, and it's the most important economic issue that every society, trying to address. And Gambia cannot be an exception to that.
Yes, I think our biggest challenge right now is building on capacity when it comes to labor, skilled and unskilled, to get Gambians that are qualified and professional in the different fields that we work with.
In certain skill sets, we are forced to go outside and try to get professional or to get people with the skill sets.
Gambian si bopam youth yi sen bopa ñoo nekk di taanal lu leen neex taanal lu ma neex loolu suñ ko bàyyee unemployment rate bi dina waaja.
We try to train as much as we can and to also just empower the youth in just being able to come in and get the job and actually do it.
And when we talk about employment, we give the Gambians the priority. But in business, as I always tell people, if you don't have a Gambian who can do a particular job, you will go for a non-Gambian.
Wherever you find government as the major employer in any economy, then there is a problem. Because private sector is expected to be the major employer.
Bagweta coming bagweta kasia because opportunity will be for la bangol kanchang more leje. Because sa do ko bijane se mecho tano le plumbing bijele electrical bijele mecho yamal bijele mi ko se mintano ye famuna fanga because opportunity will be era riene mi ko so opportunity use no to ka make sure.
There are people who normally come here to seek for job, but they cannot have a space to do the process, to do the work, because we don't have sufficient machines to do the processing for them.
We've been working with a number of partners in the past and currently as well. NEP also brought in a lot of other dimensions in the project.
Yes, we have an opportunity through NEP, Youth Empowerment Project, in collaboration with ITC. They also bring some young people here for us to train them in cashew processing technique, and also we train them personal hygiene, food safety training, before how to handle food, before up to packaging.
We had a partnership with ITC, NEP, and funded by the EU, 25 masonry apprentices that are now undergoing an 18 months program where we provide the training on our different sites. They just graduated from the first 6 months, which is the first phase of the program. And they all succeeded and passed all the exams that they did.
And we also have a UNDP project in the ministry that will support private sector development, and the emphasis is more on youth and women, and also at the disadvantaged, section of the society.
Project bi ni ñu benefité, it was through UNDP project moo fa nekkoon UNDP project bi gars yi wax ESTP. So biñ déggee project bi den dem gaay ñu wax leen suñ biir so buñ leen waxee ne ñun ñooy ñan so gaay ñu ne ñoom faguntoon ne female mechanic am na si Gambia bi ñu ne leen mu ngi am waaye ñun we are just 1 year established.
Ministry of Trade ni do ko dole suno do ko mi yaran ko ay experience dina ko min masakunda ni masakunda ka contract ko sen nyami wala ngom contract awarding contract bidding wala ngi ko ni do ko ko min life do ko bijam ite ba sefero ke la kayte ko lefta ka do ko nyinde anin dalilo mi an la fa ka do ko nyinde.
I benefited from the Ministry of Trade. They are the one who sponsored me to do electronic security. Due to their scholarship, I was able to do electronic security, including CCTV, time attendance, and biometric system installation. I have created an employment opportunity for 4 people.
We are also working with UNIDO. In fact, we signed a new country program with UNIDO, and these country programs also looked at sustainability, particularly, in promoting private sector development.
We've seen a change. There has been quite a lot of change, and a lot of women are now taking up the task where mostly men would be doing those jobs.
You have what we call C-Trade, that target only women enterprises.
In the Q group, we have a balance. In fact, over 50% of our staff are women. The majority of my senior managers are women. Definitely, the women have played a big role in the development of the Q group.
There's still a significant gap, in terms of the skills that are required in the market and the skills that exist currently. Then we wanted to close this gap, and this will be able to help us to generate more employment for the youth and the women.
The youth are the biggest assets of any developing country. So to have them being focused on by creating a policy like employment, which is important. Once they the youth go through education, the next step is employment.
This time we have about 150,000 jobs, by 2026. That's what we expect to generate. This is also the first time, we have an employment focusing on disability as well. We have a number of disabled people that find it difficult to access, our workplaces, particularly in government areas, in government buildings. We will be able to take care of disabled people. This will be able to access, and also not only access, but also giving them life skills, that can enhance their livelihood. We also have a child labor, because this has a social implication. And this is why we thought it's important that the employment policy, the current employment policy, looked at that.
So I think the Ministry of Employment should focus on the skill sets to try to improve Gambians in having more skills. Talk to in different institutions to be able to train Gambians so that they can go to industry. We all know the demand in the different sectors. They should start from there. Let them look at the demand of the different sectors. How many doctors do we need? How many engineers do we need? How many carpenters do we need? How many maintainers do we need?
When there is policy, it will guide the processors, and it will guide the employees, and it will guide the farmers also.
The other area that we also emphasize in the employment policy to be able to industrialize agriculture. We wanted to take it away from a subsistence agriculture to a more developed and more commercialized agriculture. And if you industrialize agriculture, you will be able to support, the urban sector, and you're able to support the development of the urban sector and other sectors of the economy. That will be able to help us to generate more employment.
In fact, people want to hire people within the country. I believe every institution working here, they want to hire Gambians.
The policy looks at what environment is needed, for us to be able to attract investment. Then government will create that. That is because that is at the level of government. Then also, what partners do we require to be able to implement some of these policy areas?
We would be very happy to participate in the policy building. Our arms are open to work with the ministry.
Government cannot implement all those ideas by itself without support from the from the private sector and also our development partners. It's very, very important. And this is why it's important that they come and support us. We are calling on them to support us.
So to have the government now have this policy is great, and it's actually long overdue. I would love to see it implemented, and hopefully we will reap the benefits in a few years' time.